Hi, everybody. How are you today? I hope that you are not suffering too much from your New Year's Eve partying. I unfortunately did not even notice that it was past midnight, and when I did, I went straight to bed as I was extremely tired all day due to the previous night's excursion with the dog. So today it's back to business. We are going to kick the year off with something serious, but just a little lighter than the other things on the menu. I'm going to read you a portion of something written by Benjamin Smallbrook. It is titled, "The Boys and Girls at the Press Want Answers." When the manipulator announced her pregnancy, she revealed that the baby was due in spring. She decided to release this vague due date, and journalists jumped on this, claiming it was proof that the pregnancy was suspicious. Her use of hiring a surrogate to bring Archie into the world had been leaked. Information quickly spread across newsrooms in the United Kingdom. The media knew more than the actress wanted them to know. Archie eventually arrived on May the 6th, 2019. Some journalists who were in the know agreed that the baby had indeed arrived by taxi. Two announcements were made the same day. The first revealed that Harkle was in labor and the birth could be expected in the next 48 hours. This was followed by another announcement just 30 minutes later, which revealed that the baby had been born several hours earlier. News reporters contacted the palace asking why the couple had misled them. The palace refused to even comment. Reporters who had previously enjoyed a good working relationship with the Royal Communications Office knew there was something very wrong. They were being presented with doors being firmly slammed in their faces. Intrigue was starting to surround a royal birth. This had never happened before. The first royal press release indicated that Markle was currently giving birth, even though that had already happened several hours earlier. The media was being lied to, along with the public. The media pressed the palace for answers. It was suggested to the Royal Communications Office that Meghan Markle had actually used a surrogate. This was met with silence, no confirmation or denial. Okay, guys, that was indeed Benjamin Smallbrook on Quora. And if you want to read the rest of this post and others on a similar subject, then please go find Benjamin Smallbrook on Quora. Now, after Mr. Bosey called us all nuts and stupid for still having questions about the miracle births, I want to present you with the longest dossier you may ever have seen on the miracle birth of Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. Yes, most of it will be old news to you, but now in the new year, being bombarded by the Harkles, their minions, their truth, maybe it is time we revisit it all one more time and do so properly with receipts. Now, on October the 15th, 2018, the Royal Press Secretary made it public that Meghan Markle and Harry were pregnant with their first child. They were married on the 19th of May that same year. At the time of the announcement, it was said that Meghan was entering her second trimester, and as such, we have to assume that the pregnancy was at least 13 weeks along. Some publications stated that she was 15 weeks along, but I'm going to play it safe and say that she was 13 weeks when they left for their Australian tour. This means that the date of conception was somewhere between, say, July the 12th and July the 20th. Now, we also know that Meghan made 2 solo trips, one to Chicago in April 2018 to allegedly sort out her visa and visit her mother. Again, in mid to late August 2018, Meghan went to Toronto and the United States. During this trip, she must thus have been at least 4 weeks pregnant. Now, although it is considered relatively safe to travel in the first trimester, it comes with certain conditions. It is safe if you do not have a history of miscarriage, vaginal bleeding, high blood pressure, etc. Most women are, however, advised not to travel by air long distance in the first 12 weeks because the risk of miscarriage is higher in the first 3 months, whether you are traveling or not. But here comes the clincher. When it comes to the royals, royal women are advised against traveling internationally by air at all during pregnancy. But Meghan Markle was either not listening, did not want Harry to go on his own, or was not really pregnant. But let's move on. When asked when the baby was due, Meghan answered that he is due in spring. Now, spring in the United Kingdom is basically between the last week of March and the last week of June. So, okay, Archie was born in spring. But if only things were that easy and uncomplicated. In mid-February, Meghan and her belly flew to New York for her baby shower, which means she was approximately 30 weeks pregnant at the time, give or take a day or two. It also means that Archie was 2 weeks overdue, give or take a day. Now, please note that although the term is now deemed outdated, a pregnancy occurring after the age of 35 deemed a geriatric pregnancy. Even though the woke world no longer likes the term, the science remains the same, and these pregnancies are considered higher risk pregnancies by doctors the world over. So, you want to tell me that Meghan Markle, at 37, flew internationally numerous times during her pregnancy without a care in the world? Yes, indeed, she flew to Australia, Morocco, New York, etc., without one bit of concern for her baby or herself. Yet, when Prince Philip died, she apparently could not fly to England for his funeral because she was pregnant. When Prince Philip passed away on the 9th of April, Meghan Markle was supposedly as far along as when she flew from the United Kingdom to New York for her baby shower and then on to Morocco. Now make that make sense. Then there was, of course, the magic bump. With photographs, I can prove to you that on occasions the bump appeared larger in December 2018 than it did in January and February 2019. I can show you that she pressed the bump into an almost perfect square when she wore a dress which was too small for her. And of course, then there is the infamous photograph of her wearing that purple dress and red coat, where it appeared as if the bump came loose and nearly dropped to her knees. And then we get to the actual birth. Meghan wanted a home birth, or so she said. But then it was announced that she gave birth at the Portland Hospital. Except that to date, no one, and I mean no one, came out and said that they saw her, Harry, and all their security at Portland. Even accredited journalists got no answer from the Portland admitting or denying that she gave birth there. Now, although it would not be ethical to disclose the details of the birth, there would be nothing untoward to state that she did indeed give birth there. And why was the information given to the press so grossly inaccurate? Why does records show there was no midwife signed in at the time of Archie's birth, but only signed in after 7 a.m. that morning? In their Netflix reality show, Megan said she had a long-standing relationship with her doctor. Well, who is her doctor? Who is he or she? First, the Harkle machine told the world that Dr. Penelope Law delivered Archie, but soon we found out that that was a lie. Then we were told it was Dr. Gary Motha. Well, I personally contacted the Portland and asked whether Dr. Motha had privileges at the Portland, and I was told no. As a matter of fact, a very emphatic no for some reason. As a matter of fact, although I only asked whether she had privileges at the hospital, I was told that Dr. Motha does not have practice or teaching privileges at the Portland Hospital. So, who was the doctor who delivered Archie? After 3, almost 4 years, we still don't know. Then, during the Netflix reality show, Megan said that she actually wanted to have photographs taken at the Portland, but that she was not allowed to because it would cause trouble at the hospital's entrance, which is a lie, as Sarah and Andrew showed off both their babies in front of the Portland. Now, what I find even stranger than that lie is the fact that there were 3 options for Archie's birth: a home birth, a birth at St. Mary's Lindo Wing, and the Portland. So do you want to tell me that there were no journalists, no photographers, no paparazzi waiting in the vicinity of the Portland? Yes, I know that the media were informed about the birth hours late, and by the time it was announced, they were home already. But don't tell me there was not one single photographer stationed outside their home, another outside St. Mary's, and at least one at the Portland. Come on, guys. Princess Beatrice had August at the Portland without any fanfare, yet she was snapped leaving with her baby. In a city as big and busy as London, not even a member of the public caught them with a cell phone. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. So I call BS on that and again put it to you that Archie was either not born at the Portland or not on that day. But it does not end there, does it? When Harry and Meghan finally introduced the baby 2 days after his birth, Harry makes that strange remark about the baby changing so much after 2 weeks. But as time passes, things become even more bizarre as we all pick up on more and more discrepancies. The birth announcement at Buckingham Palace was not signed. On the 6th of July 2019, when the baby was allegedly christened, the Archbishop was definitely at a synod meeting in York, where he was seen at the morning prayer and again at approximately 12 noon. According to the agenda for the day, the Archbishop was supposedly attending a meeting between 9 a.m. and 12 noon. Numerous inquiries to Lambeth House went unanswered. Did the Archbishop fly to the christening after 9 o'clock and flew straight back so that he could be back for lunch at 12? Or did someone else officiate, or was it held on another day? Again, we inquired from Lambeth House and we inquired from Kensington Palace and Clarence House, and our requests for clarity were ignored, completely and utterly ignored. Now, I can't remember how long after the supposed christening it was that a parishioner and also a subscriber to this channel went to the church and asked to see the baptism records, and she was told no, it is under lock and key. Then, after the discrepancies, birth certificate and the changes on the birth certificate, another subscriber works in a legal department of the state, asked an attorney in private practice to request a copy of Archie's original birth certificate. You know, the one where one can actually see the father's handwriting. Anyway, he was denied and told it was sealed. The only royal child whose birth certificate is not available to the public. And I ask you, why? Since then, we, and not just we, but also extended family and friends, have seen so many different Archies that we found it hard to discern which was the real one. But there is, and always has been, an Archie, and I never disputed that. But until the Netflix docu-series, it was difficult to say which child and which photo was the real Archie. Now at least we have some kind of idea. But again, if anything, this series proved to us that Archie does not have red hair like his father, as Ellen DeGeneres and so many others said numerous times. No, dear Archie has dark curly hair, just like we predicted and expected. And talking about that, we saw a few images of supposedly Lilibet, but can anyone tell me which of those different children we saw is actually the real Lily? We saw a blonde Lily, a red-haired Lily, and a dark-haired Lily. And we heard Harry say she has copper blonde hair and blue eyes. So if that is true, then whose child is he carrying on his shoulders and reading a story to? Good question, don't you think? But we'll get to Lily and a few other very strange discrepancies in part 2. And hang on for that one, because there are some things in there you have not heard or maybe thought about before. So, my dear friends, until we meet again on the next one, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.